So I've been seeing a lot of these bug trap videos on my For You page recently, and I thought I might as well talk about it, because I've seen videos like this, and this. Audio's copyright, but just look at this wasp nest get obliterated by a flamethrower, dude. Now isn't that just like so cool, dude? I used to do stuff like that back in my day. And I say back in my day like it was forever ago, but I was probably like 11 when I was doing that stuff. So only like 7 years ago. But yeah, me and my little brother used to do some pretty crazy stuff to ants, right? We'd squish them, but we never used a flamethrower on them, you know? Maybe we just weren't creative enough or we didn't have the resources, but it was probably the latter. Cause we did get pretty creative with it sometimes. Like I remember me and my little brother would grab ants, then we'd bring them to the toilet inside. We'd get like a single piece of toilet paper and set it down in the toilet so it could float there, you know? Then we'd toss the ant onto the paper and just see if it could escape. If it got close to escaping, we'd just flush the toilet. Sometimes we'd throw little clumps of toilet paper at it to try and sink the ship. Those were good times, honestly. Me and my little brother, we got pretty bored sometimes, so this is what we'd resort to. But the toilet thing, that wasn't like the only thing we did. We had other methods too. I remember this one time I got some hot glue, right? And I think you can already see where this is going. But I got the hot glue and I got like a plastic bottle. And then I put the ant in the bottle. And then I took the hot glue gun and started squirting the hot glue into the bottle. And then it solidified, pretty much encasing the ant in a little bit of hot glue, kind of like those amber fossils we have. So then I asked my older brother about it because he's a bug nerd, and he was just kind of like, yeah, that bug's dead. And looking back on it, it might have been, I don't know, a tad cruel. But me and my brother were young and stupid, so it's whatever. My older brother kind of balanced us out anyways, because him being a bug nerd, he really liked bugs. He would go out of his way to do nice things for the bugs. He'd like leave sugar cubes out there for them to go and eat, which was pretty nice of him, I suppose. But that just reminded me of this one clip I saw. It was like this guy giving sugar cubes to ants, just like my brother, right? And the scout finds it, so he goes back to the colony to get more ants, to bring the rest of the food back. But then the guy, he removes the sugar cubes while the ant's going back. So then when the scout comes back with the rest of his group, and he finds nothing, he knows his career is over. And by career, I mean life. Ants don't play when it comes to liars, dude. They're basically going to rip him limb from limb. The closest me and my brother ever got to doing something like this with ants was when there was these 2 ant colonies, and they were having a war. One of the colonies was like a darkish red group of ants, and the other was just black ants. So one time we grabbed a singular red ant and dropped it right in the middle of the black ants, and they like grabbed him and took him inside, where he was probably eaten or something. But that wasn't the only thing we did during this war. We would also get a basketball from the garage, then go to the exact spot on the pavement where they were fighting, you know, and then we'd just dribble it. So yeah, we did some pretty interesting stuff to ants, but we never did anything as bad as this.
Giant snail volunteered for the experiment. We all know it carries tons of viruses. Even a light touch could infect you. Mix fiberglass, asbestos fibers, and tickle powder, Indian ghost peppers, and potassium permanganate together, and put it on the African giant snail. Can it survive this?
Yeah, can it survive this? No. And volunteered? I sincerely doubt that the snail volunteered to have that done. Like, this is just next level bad, dude. Like, I've noticed that there's a bias for bugs that are, like, pretty compared to something like a snail or an ant, right? And me and my brother are at fault for this, too. We would never do anything of the sort towards a bumblebee or a butterfly or a caterpillar. In fact, we quite liked the caterpillars. There was these yellow and black fuzzy ones that were common where we lived. So me and my brother, we'd catch them, then put them in a jar, then poke holes in the lid of the jar, and then we'd wait for them to cocoon. But for some reason, they always disappeared overnight. I'm not sure why. My guess is that my older brother was secretly letting them out, which I guess isn't terrible, but it's not like me and my brother had any sinister plans for these caterpillars anyways, because we actually liked these caterpillars. One time I remember I found a leaf that was like folded in half, and it looked like a caterpillar had made a cocoon inside. It was a super cool find, and I was showing one of my classmates, and he was like, I need proof that it's in there. So he grabbed it and tore open the leaf, and basically killed the caterpillar. Which that did piss me off at the time. See, that's the thing with caterpillars. They don't harm anyone, unlike wasps or horseflies or mosquitoes. Those guys just wake up and choose violence. It's why I don't get mad when I see a clip like this.
This wasp looks pretty cold. Let's warm him up.
Oh! Charcoal, nigga.
Now seeing that made me happy. Seeing a wasp die like that, those stupid bugs that don't even make honey and just go around stinging people. They're practically useless compared to bees. Horseflies are useless too. All they do is bite. I know that these bugs are important to the food chain and all, but they're just so annoying, dude. Thankfully, I only ever rarely see horseflies. Same goes for wasps. I've actually never been stung by a wasp or a bee. But there's just so many terrible bugs out there. There's like wasps, there's centipedes, there's spiders, there's leeches, there's ticks. It's like for every one cool bug, there's 20 that are straight from hell, dude. And don't even get me started on the bugs they have in Australia. And some of them aren't even that bad, but it's the things they do that makes them bad. It's like spiders, right? Spiders are just fine on their own, but I don't see why they feel the need to come inside my house. Like, no, get out. Same goes for flies and fruit flies, dude. It's like they can get in so easily, but when it comes to leaving, they're as blind as a bat. It's why we invented fly swatters. To be honest, I just don't like a lot of bugs, and I wish they would keep a 5-foot radius at all times from me, but I know that is completely unreasonable. Anyways, just don't be as bad as me and my brother were to bugs. They're really not that bad, they're just annoying sometimes. So that's it. See ya.